Now talk about a comeback right here, bro. First off, you have Jack Hermansson. You got to feel terrible for number 8 in his division. He goes in and he's supposed to be slated to fight a monster in Derek Brunson, right? Derek Brunson pulls out. Roman Dolidze says, "Hey, short notice. I'll take the fight. It is what it is." So then you put yourself in a position where you say, "Okay, all right. Well, I got this guy. I mean, southpaw. It's not too much of a different matchup. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna see what I can get done." And you're doing it, man. But you get overzealous. And when you get overzealous as a Jack Hermansson, that means you deviate from the game plan of lateral movement, stick them, stick and go, stick and move, stick and move, stick and move, and then just basically frustrate them with your striking. Avoid the big shot. Now, Roman Dolidze excels most because what does he say, AJ? He says, "Hey, man, at heart, I'm a world championship fucking grappler who can also knock people out," right? Don't forget about that. And Jack Hermansson, I feel like out of pride and ego, says as a wrestler, even though he already saw that he was not the supreme grappler early on in the fight, as a wrestler, I'm going to take you down. And he took him down, and he had a little bit of success, had to fend off some triangles and some stuff like that, got swept nasty in the first round. But you put yourself in a position where you get your foot caught in between those legs, you get wrapped up after an inverted triangle, put into a calf slicer. You could see the grimace on the face. You could see the, oh my God, because I'll tell you, those calf slicers are horrendous. You're going to be walking with a limp for a week after that. But then you get your face beat in, and you can't move because your calf isn't also in agony. I mean, Roman Dolidze, man, talk about a new player in the middleweight top 10. And talk about a guy here, AJ, who, I mean, let's play matchmaker. Alex Paeta, Roman Dolidze. Who gets the job done?
I mean, I think Paeta, just because he's going to be crazy long and big. But if Dolidze can get in there, man, and really put some work, Dolidze, what I like about him, he has the power, also with the skill of the grappling that can get things done. So if he's in there and able to manhandle Paeta or anyone really, they're in for quite a surprise because like we saw in Jack Hermansson's face, he had an oh shit moment where he's like, oh, I'm actually getting tossed around. Oh shit.
That's the thing. Well, let me ask you, man, why are these fighters doing this? Why are you seeing that you're not having the most success, but you're still going to go in there and test the waters anyways? Like, you're deviating from the game plan that could have led you not to an easy win, but to a definitive win. You went into the danger zone and you got caught. And Jack Hermansson, it's as simple as that. You got caught. You know what I mean? I don't think you could chalk it up to anything else. So what do you think?
Man, I think it has to be pure ego. There's no other reason besides it, especially because in the back they're talking game plan all day long. Stay away from whatever X, Y, and Z that the other guy has. And you go in there and you think, fuck it, I'm a bigger man, I'm a better man, I could go in there and beat his ass at what he's best at, and then you get calf sliced and punched in the face a couple times. It's a rough one, but I think it has to be the ego. I don't really see any other alibi. What about you, Derek?
No, I don't see anything else, man. Like Jack Herman, like I said, he was literally, the game plan was working to perfection until he decided he wanted to go and wrestle with him again. So the question becomes, okay, Roman Dolidze instantly jumps into that top 10, right? Daniel Cormier is like, now you're in the top 15. Roman said, hey, top 10, buddy. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. It pays to be ready and to not fly back to Georgia after your win and to stay in Vegas, right? So where do we put a Roman Dolidze now? We're gonna talk about that more in the rankings review a little bit later, but I guess the real question is for Jack Hermansson, where does he go? Because this was a definitive loss. It turned out to be like, it could have been just like, you got caught to this turned out to be a pretty fucking definitive loss. So you jump back a couple of spots, probably outside of the top 10. Championship aspirations for Jack Hermansson were very high many a year ago. Now, at this point, you got to wonder, journeyman, do we still have a path back to the title? What do you think?
Journeyman, it's going to be a very long and laborious path back to the title for the Joker. I mean, there was a time where he was, I forget if he was fighting Cannonier or it was Brunson or it was somebody, where we were talking that the Joker was going to be the one to dethrone Izzy. This guy was going to be the one to come in and really take Izzy down. But now looking at it, he was on Tapology. He was number 8, going to be dropping down, like you said, out of the top 10. I think it's going to be a very long and hard road to toll for Hermansson coming forward. And in fact, looking at these top 10 killers, I don't really see an interesting matchup unless some really things start shaking around and we really see some movement from this top 10, because a lot of these guys are already paired up. So for Hermansson, it's going to be a very, very hard road, unless he can get that Derek Brunson fight back and really start making some moves that way. But to that point, this is also Derek Brunson's season. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this whole 185-pound division folds out.
And it makes you wonder, should he have pulled maybe a Jack Hermansson? Should he have pulled maybe a Glover Teixeira and been like, nah, I'm not going to take this new opponent. Just schedule me for another bout. It's a little bit too different. I think he only took it because he's like, oh, well, he's a southpaw too. He likes to grapple too. Should be the same. Derek Brunson and Roman Dolidze, two completely different styles. Big win by Roman Dolidze. Like I said, we're going to talk about him a little bit more in a second.